Okay, we are live and we are going out live right now. We're going to give it just about a minute to give everybody this time to check in here. It's great to be here on a Wednesday night. Man, we are, let's see, last week or 2 weeks ago, we were competing against the debates. Tonight, we're competing against Game 7 of the World Series. I can't believe that it's all tied up and it went to 7, but that's pretty awesome. And so if you're watching the World Series right now, just chime in every now and then. Let us know what the score is. But it's good to have everybody on. I see everybody checking in. Tonight we're not going to be as long as we have been the last couple of trainings. Tonight's not going to be a 2-night training and so forth. But it is good to be back on air on a Wednesday night. Last week we were knocked offline by electrical storm and was out for about 7 hours, and then we went to Thursday night, and the training was awesome, and it went on into Friday night. It was Thursday night was an hour and about 15 minutes, and Friday night was almost 2 hours. So a lot of great training going on, and it's good to have everybody in tonight. Tonight we're gonna I hope I say this right, Arlita, hello, how are you? It's good to have you in tonight. And I hope I said that correctly. If not, I do apologize. But it's good to have everybody in with us tonight. We're going to get right into training. It is 8 o'clock, and we're going to rock and roll. Tonight's training is pretty simple. I promised you that I was going to do a training on the Resume app. The Resume app is very, very simple. Nothing complicated about it at all. It's just basically a business card with an About Us page that's turned in. You just change the name to Resume. But we're going to talk about it, and we're going to talk about marketing that app. Some price points that I think would be pretty good. I will tell you, I've not done the Resume app. That's not part of my toolbox, but many people are interested in it. Many of you live around college towns, and college fairs is a great place to do the Resume app. So, hey, Jack, how you doing, buddy? But we're going to get into that tonight. But before we do, about to choke to death here. Before we do, I want to get into just a little bit about sales. But I always want to say this in the beginning here. This training is in no way guarantees any earnings and or promise of income from this program. And I've been showing you over the last few weeks different programs that you can go out and sell and make money. But as I always say, if you don't get off your butt, you're not going to sell anything. And that's kind of what we're going to be talking about. So before we get started tonight with the Resume app, and I'm going to go in and show you how to build out one and everything and talk about selling the Resume app. I want to talk about sales just for a few minutes. And this all stemmed from a lengthy conversation that was going on in the Facebook group today. And I've been in sales all my life. I've been in sales since I was 15 years old. I taught myself sales, and then when I joined the Navy, I was a Navy recruiter. After being in for about 10 years, I went to one of the best sales schools in the world, the Navy Recruiting Sales School, which happens to be written by Zig Ziglar's group. And but bottom line is I believe everybody can sell. Most people are afraid to sell. Believe it or not, I'm very introverted. I'm shy. You would never think that. It's easy to talk behind a microphone, but when I get in front of people, I'm shy and I'm kind of quiet. But once I get talking, it just comes naturally to me. But here's the bottom line about sales. And we've all heard sales is a numbers game, and it is. Everything you do in sales is a number. The payment's a number. The product you sell is a number. The number of people it takes to talk to make a sale is a number. So even if you've never sold a thing, you have a number. And I've taught this, gosh, probably 20 times in the last 4 years. And I just want to take tonight, I'm not going to go deep into it. I actually talked to one of the resellers today, and I got his numbers. And he's very successful and does very well, and has sold over 700 apps. And so I talked to him about his numbers and what he has done and where he has been and how he has worked. And so I want to talk to you about numbers tonight. Now, let me tell you, you will never have any numbers if you don't get out and sell. That's the bottom line. You know, I have people tell me all the time, or they don't tell me, they ask me, Kerry, can I sit at home and sell apps? No, I don't believe you can. I've tried it. I've tried it on Facebook. Now, I have generated leads, okay, local leads on Facebook. I've generated excitement about the apps on Facebook. I've gotten questions on Facebook, but I've never had any single person order an app off of Facebook until I closed the deal, and I did that in front of them. I believe that Facebook is a great way to do local marketing. It's a great way to do local branding. I think it's a great way to get in front of businesses and people in your community. But I also believe that you have to get out and sell. I also believe that you have to figure out what you're going to sell. I mean, think about this. We've talked about birthday apps. We're talking about the resume app tonight. We've talked about directories. We've talked about mobile business cards. We've talked about restaurant apps. There's nothing that we haven't talked about. You have to decide what you want to be good at. Me personally, I'm not good at any of those other things except the mobile business card. That's why the mobile business card was created. I can sell the mobile business card and then go back and upsell them anything. But irregardless of what I sell, I still have a number that I have to obtain in order to make sales. So let's talk about these numbers just for a moment here. The numbers you must know to be successful in app sales. Number one, how many businesses to call on for one sale. When you get off your butt and you go out and you start talking to people and you start walking into businesses, you can have all the scripts in the world. And you can go out and buy all the scripts in the world. And you can ask every single person in the Facebook group and in training, what script do you use? You're not going to use that script. You may take little pieces and move along with it, but until you go out, you're not going to know what to say, because your personality is not the same as mine or Bob's or Jack's or anybody else. Your personality is you, and you've got to adapt. And in order to adapt, you've got to sit in front of a mirror and you've got to talk, and you've got to talk back to yourself, and you need to get someone in your house that's willing to listen to you, and you need to go through your script with them, and you need to talk to them. You have to know how many businesses to call on for one sale. You have to know how many decision makers it takes to talk to for one sale. And you need to know how many sales that you made this week. These numbers cannot be determined in a week. You cannot go out for 1 week and write down a few numbers and say, oh, I've got this whipped. I've got my numbers. This is what I need to do. No, it takes time, because you see, the more you go out, the better you get. And you can never stop writing down your numbers. You need to write down every day how many businesses you went into. You need to write down every day how many decision makers you talked to. You need to write down every day how many sales you made. And then at the end of the week, you total that all up and you figure out what your numbers were for the week. And the next week you do it again. And the next week you do it again. And now you really start putting together an average of what you're doing. And you find out that your sales script is getting better. You find out that the things you're saying is smoother. You realize that you're starting to learn more about the app and about the business. You're learning better how to ask questions to your customers. You're going through the things that you have to do that I can't teach you. I can lead you, I can guide you, but I cannot teach you and be by your side out in the field and evaluate you every second. You have to learn to do that by yourself. And the only way you're going to do that is go out. I have people all the time, and I talk to Woodrow, and we talk about this often. And people call us both, and they'll say, and the first things we will ask is, well, how many people did you talk to today? Well, I only went out and talked to 2 people, and I couldn't get a sale. You know why? Because you're not talking to enough people. You've got to wake up in the morning, you got to hit the floor running, and you got to go out and you got to hit as many businesses as you can. And then when you start hitting those businesses, you start talking to the decision makers. And when you start talking to the decision makers, those that can actually write the check and make the decision and do the things that has to be done in order to create that sale, you're not going to make any sales. Now, one thing that I believe is important is that no matter who you talk to, you make sure that you do everything possible to share your business card, your mobile business card, with that person. It may be somebody behind the counter, might be an assistant manager that can't make a decision, but you need to make sure you share that business card so that they can show that to the decision makers. Hey, this guy came by, this is what he showed. Now you've got somebody's wheels spinning, and it makes the sale not a cold call next time you go in. It makes it a warm call. Warm calls are much easier to go in and talk to somebody than it is for a cold call. So you have to know how many businesses it takes. You know, have to know how many decision makers you have to talk to. You have to know how many sales did I make. Business, decision makers, sales equals success. This person I talked to today, and I wanted to talk, and I talked to a random person, okay? I picked up the phone and I said, give me your numbers. And I know he keeps his numbers, so it was a good person to talk to. And I know several of you keep your numbers. And I said, how many businesses do you talk to per week? He said 30 businesses a week. So that's 6 per day. He goes out and he's very successful. He has a great referral rate on his referrals. But this is new business, okay? This isn't referrals. This is new business, all right? So, and I said, well, out of that, how many decision makers do you talk to? He said, normally 25. He said, out of 30 businesses, I'll talk to 25 decision makers. So out of 30 businesses, he talks to 83% of the decision makers he talks to. I said, how many sales do you get out of that 25? Now, for the week, he averages about 7 sales, which is roughly 28%, okay? 28% of the decision makers he talks to buys that week. Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to buy next week or the next week or the next week. We're talking sales made this week based on the number of businesses you talk to, based on the number of decision makers you get in front of, based on the number of written sales, okay? Written sales that you talk to. So now next week, you may go out and talk to another 30, get in front of 25, and get 7 sales. And what happens? Maybe you get a couple of referrals back, and so now you've got 9 sales, and 2 of the people you talked to last week called you up. So now your sales went up for the week, okay? But we're talking about 1 week, and that's why I say you cannot do this in a week. And I hope every single person is writing this down right now. I hope everybody on this call and everybody that watches this replay is writing this down. You need to get a sheet of paper. And every day you need to say, I'm talking to this many people every day. He talks to 6. He talks to 25 decision makers a week, and he gets 7 sales a week. 7 new sales from his daily activity. Okay. Does everybody understand that? I want everybody to say, yes, Carrie, we understand that. Now I'm going to tell you now, and I know our successful resellers will tell you, you have to go out and do it if you want to make it happen. You know, I see people ask in the group all the time and say, what is the magic formula? I'm giving you the magic formula. Open your door and go out and start talking to businesses. Now, this is what happens to people. They get out and they get scared. They will drive by 57 businesses to talk to 1. Get out there and talk to them. You're not going to get comfortable until you talk to them. Maybe you need to talk to a specific niche, okay? Our niche, and I've built, gosh, this year, 400 plus in the automotive industry, anywhere from brakes and tires to tow companies. Our magic niche this year. Okay. So that's the niche we hit, and that's the niche we go to. And we know where all of those businesses are, and we're constantly hitting those businesses. So, but what you have to do is you have to know where you're going. But I highly recommend when you get started, if you don't have a specific niche and you're out learning and you're just out there getting your feet wet, literally stop and park your car in a high traffic, busy area. Now, when I say that, I'm not talking about hitting all the franchises. Okay, I'm not talking about hitting all the Fortune 500 companies. I'm talking about areas where you have your mom and pop businesses that you can walk in, you're going to talk to the decision maker. You don't have to wait for a corporate person to talk to. I'm talking about someone that can write you a check on the spot. That's the businesses I'm talking about. That's the businesses that we hit. That's the businesses that this particular person hits. They go out there and they hit these mom and pop, small to medium businesses, 30 a week, 6 per day, 25 decision makers, 7 sales. You say, well, Kerry, I don't know if I can do that. You've got to do it. You've got to do it. This is like a football game. Every day we condition ourselves. We condition ourselves to be better and better and better. But instead of hitting the gym, we hit the streets. And every day we pick up that football and we pick up another yard and another yard and another yard. And next thing you know, we cross the 50-yard line. And now we see the goal line at the end of the field. And we know that we're going to get there because we keep doing it every day. And you start telling yourself, hey, man, this actually works. You know, I know that if I talk to 30 businesses this week and 25 decision makers, I'm going to get 7 sales. But you have to know what your percentages are. And until you know that, and if you have to text me, send me a message on Messenger. That's where most everybody from the group talks to me at. They send me a message and text me and say, hey, Kerry, this was my numbers this week. Am I doing good? Am I doing bad? What do I need to keep doing? Okay. That doesn't bother me. I'm here to help you. And I want you to be successful. That's the most important thing to me, is that you individually are successful. I talk to resellers all the time. We want to make sure here at Instant Appwizard, okay, or Appwizard Studios as we're rapidly rebranding the company. We make sure that you are successful. Woodrow is readily available. Many of you talk to Woodrow all the time. Mark through the support system is readily available if you're having problems with your apps. I am readily available. I usually don't talk on the phone because I can multitask better if I'm not talking on the phone and I'm texting at the same time from my computer because I'm sitting here building apps too. But we want to make sure you're successful. And if you need help with your numbers, I'm more than happy to help you. Don't call me and tell me you only talk to 3 businesses. Don't call me and tell me, well, Kerry, I hit 1 business today. That's not good enough. And I will tell you, that's not good enough. I will be very blunt with you and tell you you've got to work harder. You've got to make more appointments. You've got to get in front of more people. And then when you start getting your sales in, and then we'll start putting everything together and we'll start looking at it and we'll start running those numbers and we say, okay, yeah, let's adjust here. Let's adjust here. You know, hey, you're doing really well in the beauty shop niche. Why don't you hit more beauticians? And let's get you away from the things that aren't working and put you on the things that are working. And sometimes it takes a third party. Okay. It takes someone outside the bubble, someone that's honest with you, someone that's going to tell you the truth. I'm not going to tell you you're doing good if you're not doing good. I'm not going to tell you your apps look good if your apps don't look good. And you know, I feel like sometimes maybe I hurt people's feelings, but I'm not gonna BS you. You want a good product to show to these decision makers. You want a good product that's going to sell your apps. Your apps will sell themselves if you put good product in front of them. And we're here to help you do that. Okay. Is that fair enough? Is it fair enough that if you want me to look at your numbers, I will look at your numbers. If we need to have a couple of consultations, and I'm going to tell you, I will not make it a general routine every single day to talk to somebody for 2 or 3 hours. It's not going to happen. But I'm willing to help you get through this initial phase of getting out there where you're busting your butt. And all you need is someone who's been there to say, hey, don't go left, go right. You know, don't turn right, go straight. You know, let's take a look at what you're doing. I'm willing to do that to help you do that. Okay. Now there's something I want you to think about. Okay. Your script will come to you. Do not get wrapped up in scripts. All right. I've been using scripts all my life. I can just about quote every single Zig Ziglar script there is. All right. I used them for 10 straight years. I know them like the back of my hand. You don't have to do that. Okay. The longer you're in the field, out on the streets, the better you will get. I promise you. And you know what's going to happen? You are going to start figuring out your own script. Okay. I want everybody on this call, if you're struggling with sales, I want you to go to Staples or Walmart, probably the best place because they're the cheapest, and get one of those small little pocket recorders. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. You can get the kind with the tape, or you can get the kind with the chip, and they'll record 2 or 3 hours for you. Okay? You put a AA battery in it. You're going to stick it in your pocket and wear something where you've got a front pocket so you can stick it in your pocket where it's not noticeable. But when you're talking, it records what you're saying. The best way that we can help you with your sales is knowing what you're saying. Believe it or not, you may be in there working your butt off and your script is beautiful, but guess what you're not doing? You're not closing the deal. Most sales reps, salespeople that are great at everything and not making sales, they have one problem. They do not ask for the close. So in order to help you evaluate, to help you get where you need to be, to help you do the things you need to do, the best way for us to do that is if you would just go spend $20 or $30, how much ever they cost, and put that small recorder in your front pocket, okay, where it will record your voice. And then we can listen to that together. And I can hear the remarks from the person you're talking to. I will be able to tell if you've turned them on or turned them off, if they're interested or they're not interested. Because what happens is when we talk on the phone and we hear the things you're saying, it sounds perfect, but we don't hear it in real life because sometimes, and you don't do it on purpose, I do the same thing. You kind of say the things that people want to hear because you know that that's what works, but you're not really sure if that's what you said when you was in the field, because your conversation in the field could be totally different. Okay. So before you walk into the business, turn on that little recorder and make sure that the microphone, usually the microphone is right at the top. Okay. Make sure the microphone is to the edge of your pocket so that it will pick you up. All right. Go home and analyze it yourself and analyze what you're saying and listen to their response. And you will be able to hear the tones in their voice when they say, when you knew that you lost them. You didn't know at the moment, but you knew when you lost them. But I'll go back to exactly what I said. Unless you go and talk to people. This is the number one reason people fail in sales. They do not go out and talk to enough people. I like to think I'm pretty good, okay, at what I do. I like to think that I'm pretty great at what I do, all right? No matter how good I am, if I don't go out and talk to people, I can't sell anything. I was talking to Jack Deaton on the way to, I mean, not Jack Deaton, but Jack, gosh, man, he lives right here in Texas. Anyway, my mind just went blank. But anyway, I was driving down the road talking to him. I hit a rainstorm. I had to get off the phone. And I drove down the road and I walked into the business. And I had lunch. I didn't intend to sell that person an app. I had lunch. Their food was really good. And I walked up to the owner. He was sitting there. It was about 2 o'clock. And yeah, there you go, Mouse Spina. But anyway, I walked into the restaurant. I had lunch. I thought, you know what? I think that's the owner sitting there. Let me walk over and sit down and talk to him. I took my glass of tea, walked over and talked to him. 15 minutes later, I sold him an app. Didn't mean to. Didn't really stop to do that. It just happened, you know. But you've got to be able to do that too. You got to be able to seize the situation. And then you'll be talking to those 30 businesses per week. Now, let me tell you the number one mistake salespeople make. They make a sale and then they go home. You can't do that. You go to work every single day. Just because you work for yourself doesn't mean you can stop what you're doing. When a manager of McDonald's hits his quota for the day, he doesn't tell the person at the window to quit taking orders, right? They keep taking orders and they keep selling French fries and cold drinks and Big Macs. You got to continue to excel every day when you're out in the field and make it happen. I will make you this guarantee. And I usually don't make guarantees, but I'm going to make you this guarantee because I know it's to be true. You will not make sales sitting at home. You will not. 0 sales sitting at home. You will not get better at sales sitting at home. And you will not be successful selling apps sitting at home. I give you those 3 major guarantees. It's not going to happen. I have people come out, well, I'm going to hire 2 sales reps and let them go out and sell. How many sales have you made? Well, I haven't made any. How do you expect to have a sales rep go out and make sales if you can't go out with them and evaluate what they're doing wrong? It doesn't happen. Do it better and be the expert at apps and at sales in order to go out and make sales with your sales reps. Then guess what you can do? You can evaluate them. You can look at their numbers. You can do the same things that I will give you my time, okay? And you can, if I need to friend you on Facebook so you can talk to me on Messenger, friend me on Facebook, send me a message and say, hey, I would like you to mentor me in my sales. And I will do that, okay? I'm not going to give you 6 hours a day. I'll give you a few minutes every day to evaluate what you're doing. But you've got to do a couple of things for me. You got to go out and you got to get that small recorder, okay? If you don't do that, we're really wasting our time. You need to write down these numbers every day. Make sure you take this information right here. Number of sales per week that you talk to, number of decision makers that you talk to, and the number of total sales that you made. A sale is when you collect a check. Does everybody understand that? A sale is when you collect a check, not a maybe. Not, well, I'm going to go back and build a demo and see if they will write me a check. A sale is a sale when you've collected money to consummate that sale. Does everybody understand that? Don't send me information on a Friday and you say, well, I had 7 sales. And I say, well, how much money did you collect? Well, I only got paid on 1 of them. You didn't have 7 sales. You had 1 sale. Does everybody understand that? I want to make sure you understand the frame of mind that you've got to work with and what constitutes a sale. A sale is trading a product or a service for money. Can everybody hear my lab out on the front porch? It's when you trade a product. That's actually my lab. There's a ambulance going by and it hurts your ears. And it's when you trade money for a product and or service is a sale made. You got to make sure that you understand that. If you tell me, well, I built 7 apps this week, I don't care how many apps you built. I care about how much money you put in your checking account. Apps built don't mean anything. I can build 50 apps a day. It's how much money I collected is what's important. Building apps doesn't pay your mortgage. Collecting checks does. Does everybody understand that? I want to make sure everybody's on. I want to make sure we're on the same page. And you're welcome to friend me. And you're welcome to say, hey, I would like you to help me. And I will help you. Okay? I was telling Woodrow the other day that I want to get more involved in a way. And I spend a lot of time working on training and working and doing things. But I want to help those who need it. Now, if you're out selling, don't you're making money. Let's let those to the front of the line that needs help first, and then I will help you. Okay, is that fair? Is that fair to everybody? Everybody understand? No problems at all. Okay, I beat that horse. You've got my Facebook Messenger, or you can message me on Facebook. Let's move on. The resume app. It's kind of a one-off tool, something that you can go out and sell. You may have an opportunity once they get their job. This is something that I think is more centered towards that college market. I'm going to show you real quick how to get on Facebook, where you can college market and on Facebook, and how you can run some ads to generate some leads. But that's not the number one thing I want to show you. But the resume app is very simple. We've been talking about it for a while, and I want to show you what is the resume app. It is a simple mobile business card with the About Us page activated for resume information. Now you are going to give, let me open up something here real quick because I've got to grab something. You are access to that resume app as far as the, oops, open the wrong thing. As far as the, and that is the About Us section, okay? You're going to give them access to the About Us section. I'm going to show you how to do that here in just a second. Let me get my Microsoft Office. I've got some data on Microsoft Office that I need to pull off for this app that I've already got printed out to help move things along here. But so you have to make sure that when you do this, okay, that you keep it simple. I'm opening up a couple of things here. That you keep it simple and you make the sell and move on. It's not something that you're going to waste a lot of time with. I think it's a great thing for the spring and the fall when the college students are in and out and they're doing the things that they do. But so let me roll on here. I've got everything open that I need. Okay. All right. So the resume app is simply a simple mobile business card with the About Us page activated for the resume information. All right. It's a one-off project. One-off meaning you're going to sell it. You're going to collect a check. It's going to be good for a year or whatever your time frame is. You know, I would activate it for a year. If they want to continue to have it activated after that, I would put that in my contract. You know, this is good for 1 year. At the end of the year, you owe me another $49 or whatever the price is going to be. But where can it be sold at? It's a one-off project that can be sold at job fairs. I went on Google a while ago and I just typed in job fairs. If you'll just type in job fairs, you'll find them everywhere. Type in college job fairs and all the colleges tell you when their job fairs are. So, and you can literally get a booth at the job fair. You can get a booth at the job fair. I know we got a booth one time for another company at the job fair. I've got a college in my hometown, and it was like $65, and we went in and they gave us a table, and we had a little skirt around the table and a little backboard thing that the company had, and we sat there and we recruited sales reps for our company. Okay, so they're not expensive to go to. They want you there. You could literally set up your computer. Most of your colleges have Wi-Fi. You can tap right into Wi-Fi while you're waiting on people to come by the table. When someone buys one, you can literally build it right there on the spot, shoot it out to them, and show them how to use it, and you've made a sale. Campus clubs to raise money. This would be a great way, okay, to advertise your apps. Let's say that you're going to sell them for $99. Give the campus club 50%, and all the kids are going to buy them. They've all got their daddy's credit cards, and they're all going to spend $50 to $100 on that app, okay? And it's a good way to help them raise money for their clubs. There are a ton of clubs on a college campus, tons and tons of clubs. All you got to do is go to the college and talk to them and say, hey, I'd like to speak to the president of the clubs. You know, what clubs do you have that's looking to raise money? They will send you in that direction, because all those clubs, it's no different than high school. They're looking for ways to raise money to do the things they want to do. And then Facebook direct to market. Just like we did last week when I showed you how to market on Facebook, you can literally go in and market college students in these college towns who have college listed as their employer or college listed as a student. You can market to them directly with a nice little video ad or something and send it out there. And we all know that college students are constantly on their phone. They're constantly texting. They're constantly in Facebook and all those things. So Facebook direct market, and I'll show you how to do that. This is one of those deals, and many of you hear me say this over and over and over and over and over again. Okay. You want to make sure that you keep this very, very simple. All right. Does everybody understand that? This is something that you want to keep extremely simple. You don't want to make this hard. You want to make it quick. This is one of those deals you need to literally use the theme wizard. I keep going back to the theme wizard over and over. Let that be your base, okay, your base app. Use the theme wizard and build the resume app. You can add to or take away anything you want, all right? And I'm going to show you when we get in here and build this what you need to take away and what you don't. Let me pull up the, let me open up the control panel here and move this over, and we'll build one real quick. What do y'all think about that? Okay, can everybody see the control panel? Everybody can see the control panel here. Now, this is very simple, all right? Extremely simple. You're going to want to do a couple of things. You're going to want a picture of the person, okay? And you're going to want a good little background that you can use. And I used Usign to create the logo here. So let me go in here. But let's go in here and create the app. Now, I'm only going to use one simple theme for this app. Why? Because I'm going to be able to go in and I'm going to be able to modify it and make it very, very quick. I'm going to use the generic theme. And I'm going to do this because I want to make the theme the colors. Okay? And I'm going to show you something in just a moment. Let's use this generic theme right here. All right? And I'm going to come in, and this is going to be Carrie, K. Okay, I'm going to upload my image. And let me grab my image here real quick. And once again, I created this in picture, and I also used you can see here 2016 University of Texas, Kerry K. Miller Sr. I've got a picture of a university here. I don't know what university that is. Okay, what theme? It is the generic theme that's got the buttons on the front. Okay, and I've got my little picture on there, and I got 2016 University of Texas, Kerry K. Miller Sr. I'm going to upload my image for my icon. And guess what that's going to be? Picture of that handsome dude right there, Kerry K. Miller Sr. My business name is going to be Kerry K. Miller Sr. Okay, because this is my personal app, right? I'm going to put my number on there. I want all the same information, right? I want people to be able to get a hold of me. You have a work number, you have a work number. If you don't, you don't. Let's just put the same number down through there. Mobile number, same number. Email address. Okay. A website. If I've got a website, I can put that in there, but you know, I don't have a website. Hours of operation. I don't have an hours of operation. Now, I recommend, listen to what I'm fixing to tell you. Do not put physical addresses on here. Put a city. You don't want people using these apps for the wrong reason to stalk people, okay? So what we're going to do is we're not going to put an address. We're just going to come in here and put a city. All right? Very important. I have network marketers all the time. They give me their address, and I say, that's your personal address. Do you really want that? Oh, no, thank you for telling me that. I don't want my personal address. Because what? People that work at home, they use their personal address, and you really don't want that in there. So don't forget that. Leave that address blank unless that person just absolutely wants it. All right, check address. If they've got a Facebook page, go ahead and put their Facebook page in here. Now, when you're talking to this person, okay, and this is a professional app that's going out to businesses, make sure when you're talking to them, you say, hey, do you have a Facebook page? Yeah, I do. Is your Facebook page professional? Well, no, not really. You think about it. How many Facebook pages have you seen that every other word on there is cuss words and pictures that are over the top and videos that I'm gonna tell you, if it would embarrass your mother, don't use their Facebook page, and let them know that you're going for a job interview. You don't want that. And trust me, when they do their background check, we used to look at Facebook pages all the time because we could see what kind of person that person was. So ask them, hey, is your Facebook page something you would share with your mom? That's kind of a good way to look at it. Would your mom be proud of your Facebook page? And if you look at it and it's still vulgar and nasty and got all kinds of stuff on it, then maybe their mom has bad judgment. So, but ask that question. Same thing with Twitter. If their Twitter's full of nudity and all that stuff, they really don't want that as a professional image that they're going to put out. Okay, hit save. And we're saving our app. Ed, did you get that? What I was using there, buddy? The generic app with the buttons on the front of it. It's just the generic theme with the buttons on it. And I've got so much stuff opened up here. Okay, it's going to go in just a little bit slow, but that's okay. Now, we've got all the information. There is that nice looking Carrie Miller. All right. We're going to come in and we're going to edit the content. And we're going to come down. If they have a copy of their resume that they can email to you, awesome. If they don't, then you're going to show them how to do it. But I just want to show you what it'll look like. Okay, we're going to come over here to content because I'm going to show you how to build this button. You're going to go to HTML and text pages for their resume. I'm going to add a new page, and I'm going to type, click here. For my resume. All right. Paste resume. And I am going to save that. And we're going to come up and I'm going to come to settings. Now I want my resume button to stand out. Okay. I'm going to come into, let me go into content real quick because I'm going to turn it off on the page and I'm going to make a button. Everybody know how I put the buttons at the top? We're going to put a button at the top. I'm going to go to links. I'm going to turn off resume. Turn that off. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to hit save. I'm going to go into settings. I'm going to go to header. And I'm going to make me a button bar. I always like a call to action, okay? I believe that call to actions are extremely important no matter what you do. If you don't give someone a reason to click on something, they're not going to do it. So we're going to create a call to action here. Let this pull up. Go to my drafts. Okay, now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to create a button bar. Jack, I don't know if you remember, we were talking about tab bars and button bars earlier on the phone today. This is the button bar. I'm going to create this button bar. I'm going to add a new link, and it's going to be click here for my resume. Okay, and I'm going to add that. Now I'm going to drag this to the top right above my image. All right, and we're going to change the colors, of course, so it will stand out. And I'm going to click save. Now my app is completely built. Now, this is what you have to understand. Do not use logos and stuff for the college because you do not have licensing right to those. If you get licensing rights, awesome. Go in there and ask the college, can you be their custom built licensed resume app person? That would be fabulous, okay? So we're going to come down here and we're going to styles and colors. One thing I want to do is I want to know what the colors of the school are. Because I'm going to make this school colors. Okay. You want to stand out, right? I can tell you right now, alumni, they take care of each other. Very much so. Texas A&M here in Texas, down in College Station. You graduate from Texas A&M, and you find somebody that has gone to Texas A&M and they're going to hire you, you've got a job. Same thing with the University of Texas. Same thing with all your large universities. They take care of one another. I'm going to go up here to my header. Now let me set the background color real quick. And we're going to make that Texas orange. Obviously. Hook 'em horns. Now let's go up here. I'm going to save that. Let's go to header because I want to change that. I'm going to go to the tab button, the button bar, excuse me. Let's make that really a bright yellow. Because I just think yellow works good. Okay. Let's increase the size of the text. Let's max it out there. Click here for my resume, right above the beautiful picture of the person that you did. All right. Now, on this particular app, because Texas colors are white and orange, all right, I'm going to leave this app just like it is. All right, I'm not going to change anything else. But here you have the resume. And most colleges are like, well, Commerce, Texas A&M Commerce is blue and gold. All right, so I would have put blue and gold in there other than orange and white. But you come in here and you click for the resume. And that person's resume, and obviously it's not formatted. I just wanted to cut and paste this so you could see it, okay, is on the app. Now, what I recommend them doing is going in and typing their resume in because that is a WYSIWYG editor, all right? So they can go in and type it in, and or when they go in and put that in there, that they format it properly, all right? And that's all there is to a resume app. Now, something you need to do, and you're going to have to teach them to do this. And this is what I recommend you do. Create a video, a marketing video that's got your company on it. You open with your company, you close with you're going to come in and you're going to give them client access. Everybody follow me right now. Make sure you're paying attention. Come over to edit client access. We're going to go messaging center and limited content access. You're going to give them a username and a password. Okay. Email client, send them that. And what you want to turn on is this feature right here, HTML and text pages. Save that. That is that username is already taken, of course. Do not click on anything else because you do not want to give them access to anything else. Hit save. Let me write this down so I know what. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hit save. Okay. Hit continue. Now that person has access to go into that app and only edit the About Us page where they put their actual resume. Does everybody understand that? The only access they will have when they open up their screen is this one tab right here. Hang on just 1 second. I'll see if I can share that with you. Give me 1 second. I'm going to log into that. Is there any questions while I'm doing this right now? At all? Any questions? One second here. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me bring this page up on the screen as soon as it comes up here. And that's how simple that is. And you can literally, and we'll talk about pricing in just a moment. This is really slow because I've got so much opened up on my computer. Let me log out of here real quick. It's pulling out of my cache. Oh, that's right, I did. And you go to onetap.movie. Unless you got your own website. And let me find this one here. Here it is. Okay. Logged into my website. I logged into onetap.mobi, and that brings up where they can actually log into their control panel. You can see here that they've got the preview. Under content, this is where they can go in and then they can edit their resume page. Thank you for reminding me of that, Jack. I couldn't figure out why I wasn't doing that. I wasn't putting that on the end. Okay, does everybody see that? They've got their own app. They can go in and edit their own web app. That's the only thing they can do. They can only go into content and edit their resume. I highly recommend what you do is you give them when their email is sent, okay, that you send them a link to a YouTube video, a generic YouTube video that shows them how to go in to content, click on view, click on, if they haven't got anything in there yet, they either add new page or they edit it. What I would do if I was you is I would create this page and just show them how to edit it. That way you can go ahead and click here for my resume and put their button up at the top. Does everybody understand that? You come over here to preview and we've created this button here. If you allow them to do that, then there's no telling what's going to be here. This is your brand, okay? This is what you're selling and you want it to look good. If they mess it up afterwards, you have no control over that. All right. They can go into content. Now they can click on edit. And they can edit their resume. Does everybody see that? Always good to use what size font in a mobile app? 16 to 18. We're going to use 18. Go to preview. Click here. Now, make sure you do this. This is very important. Make sure that the background color it fits with the color that you're setting up the app. Now, I want to show you everybody something real quick. Let me go out of this. Does everybody understand getting into here? Go to onetap.mobi. They log in. Takes 5 minutes. Okay. They can go in. They can only go to content. They can only edit their only thing that they're going to show it. Does everybody understand that? Go to onetap.mobi. Log in. That's what you give them. One tap. Now, if you've got your own website with Instant Appwizard, okay, for a Mobi ad group or whatever. No, 6. Put it on 18. Put it on 14 or 18. 16 is not an option. I don't know why 16 isn't an option in there. $16 or greater is what Google recommends. 16 or greater is what Google recommends. Any 12 or under, it's really too small and hard to read on a phone. So, all right. I'll just log out here real quick so you can see. If they go to onetap.mobi, this is what it's going to look like. It's not going to, they're not going to see Instant Appwizard or Appwizard Studios or anything. It's just a blank login page. You have to send them here or send them in from your normal website. All right. Let me get out of here real quick. I want to show everybody something. Now, let's say that I'm at University of Texas and I'm going to use the same of everything. All right. The only thing that's going to change is the information. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to go into settings and I'm going to go into styles and colors. And I can pull this color code right here, 73BC. Okay. Now watch this. I don't have to see everything's colored and everything's set. I'm going to pull this color code from this app. This is my University of Texas app. I'm going to be selling University of Texas apps for the next 8 hours for resumes. I'm going to be sitting there. I'm going to be sitting there at a table with students coming up to me, giving me their credit cards for $100, and I'm going to be creating these all days. So the thing that's important is in between sales, you're able to build these apps and send them out to them immediately. Okay, we're going to say we've got this app. I'm going to come in and I'm going to create another app. Remember, I went to color code. This app's color code is 73BC. Okay, 73BC. Now I've got the next student coming up. I'm going to go in. I'm going to create a new web app. I'm going to go in my 2.0. I'm going to come over here to create from a template. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to find my generic template. I'm going to click on that. I'm going to upload the image. I'm kind of vain. I like looking at myself. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm going to upload my icon. Oops. Pretty quick to build these. I mean, you can literally sit there and pump these out while the person's at the table. I recommend that you have your camera ready, maybe buy you a nice background and take their picture to put on their logo. Now, you can go ahead and set access right here. I should have did that. Go ahead when you're doing this. You can go ahead and do the client login right here. What I showed you a while ago. And set it up the same way. Only give them the access to the HTML. I'm going to come over here. Remember, I'm going to go in and I'm going to set that up. Add a new page. We'll save that. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to turn it off. Once again, Jack, this is what we was talking about today. We'll go to links. I'm going to turn this page off. Save that. I'm going to come over. I'm going to come to my header. I'm going to create my button real quick. Great for Facebook. And I'm fixing to show you guys how to go into Facebook and do this. I'm going to set my button. I'm going to move my button up. Remember, if it's got an arrow, you can move it wherever you want to go. I'm going to hit save. Now watch this. I'm going to come down here to styles and colors. Remember, I'm at the University of Texas. I'm using the University of Texas colors, right? It's going to be the same colors, right? I mean, we got everything that's set up for this little college. We're going to be selling these apps. I color code anything. I'm going to come to color code. I'm going to put app code right there. I'm going to say, oh, shoot. Does anybody remember what it was? 73 BC, wasn't it? I hope. We're fixing to find out. There it is, 73 BC. My app is color coded. All I have to do is hit save, and my app is done. And I don't know how quick I did that, even with all the bandwidth that I'm pulling right now because of everything that I got open on my computer. But I literally made $100 in about 5 minutes. So everybody got that? I literally made $100 in 5 minutes. So, and that's just how quick it's done. 4.7 minutes, and that's talking and bandwidth. So, all right, hit save. My app is done. Bam, bam, bam. Make sure you give them access and access only. You can do it when you're setting up the app. Okay, or you can come in right here, hit edit client access. Messaging center and limited content. Give them their email address, username, and password. Email it to the client, and only turn on content features, HTML text pages. All right, that's the only thing you want to turn on. Any questions while I'm still in the control panel? I want to jump over to Facebook real quick. I'm going to show you real quick. I'm not going to go in and create an ad and all that stuff. You can do that. We've had enough training on that. You guys should be experts at creating ads in Facebook. Any questions at all? Great way to make some money during the spring and the fall when the colleges are, go out and go to some of these places that make backdrops, the vinyl backdrops. Get your company name put on there. Get something like, hey, college resume apps made here, or whatever you're going to do. And it would be awesome, 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 awesome. Any questions at all? Okay, I'm going to go into Facebook real quick, if I may. I just want to show everybody this real quick. I apologize. I said I wasn't going to go long, and we went long. I don't mind us going long. Some people do mind us going long. Okay, we're going to come over here and we're going to create an ad. Let me get out of Appwizard so I can turn a bunch of this stuff off. I'm trying to turn a bunch of it off. So I can get some bandwidth back here. Hey, everybody can see the page, right? Everybody can see the Facebook page. We're going to come to create a, oh, shoot, hit the wrong thing. Hang on. We're going to come over here to create an ad. Create ads. This is a great thing to, spend $5 a day, $150 a month, and get the ads out there in front of the college students. All you got to do is sell a couple of these a month and pay for the ads. And you can also go to specific areas and advertise that you're going to be at the college fair, to the college students in that area. And as I told you, I live in a college town, right? I live in a college town. So I'm going to boost my post. I'm going to have a post. I'm going to have my advertisement. I'm going to start. Let me start over. We'll call this college ad. Now we're going to look at our audience, all right? And we're going to look at a very specific audience. Now, the first thing I want to do is I'm going to come to my locale, okay? I'm going to come into my town. We've got a college here. All right. They're coming to my college in my town. Now I'm gonna come over here and I'm gonna look at my demographics. I'm gonna go college. All right, college football, college student, employment, college student. All right. And then we're going to come down and we're going to say college student job title. And now we're going to come over here and we're going to say college. We'll pull one more. College student schools. Okay. Now I want to show you something here real quick. Now we're going to come down to placements. I don't want, you can advertise this in Instagram. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to turn Instagram off. I'm only going to advertise on Facebook. Now, we're going to hit it at $5 a day. There's a bunch more college in there, okay? Go in and put all the college-related things for your hometown. Hit it for $5. Because I know there's 12,000 college students in commerce. All right? $35 a week. And let it run. And let it run. But on your demographics, just type in college. And there's a bunch more. There's a ton more. College student schools. You can see the number next to it. College student schools. There's 44,000 listed under that category in so let's see how many that pulls up. You just go in there and just type in college student and let it build your category list. And place your ad. Any questions at all? And you can watch back on this video and see how I went in there and did that. Remember, keep it simple. This is very simple. Probably one of the easiest apps you'll ever build. Pricing. Test the market. All those kids are walking around with their mom and dad's credit cards. Okay? Fairs, their mom and dad wants them to get a job. They're there to make something happen. They're going to see that. The college kids are tech savvy. So they understand what you're doing. Have a nice background. Take their photo and go in and build the logo. I recommend that you have a standard logo built before you go. All you got to do is drop their picture in and knock it out. Any questions at all? Any questions at all? For example, here, you could have your Usign set up. Go into new design. That logo I actually made was 500 by 300. Go into custom. And Uzon's great for this because they've got so many background images already there. This thing burns a lot of bandwidth too. And go out and make your apps. If this doesn't load, I'll just move right on. And we won't worry about using. Any questions? This is it's a great tool to use. It's a great way to go out and make some money. You know, you could literally do during the fall and summer 20 or 30 of these, and $9 would be a great selling point. You know, anywhere between 49 and 99. Things to know: school colors before you get there. Already have your school colors pulled. You may want to go ahead and build a quick demo that you have on your phone, just like I just did, that you can show. Do not use the school logos unless you have written authorization, or you're going to put out a bunch of apps that you're going to have to go in and take all those out of. Facebook marketing, we just went there. Make sure now, this doesn't have to be a fancy video. Get you a Jing or something and make you a quick screencast on how to set up, and they can go in and put their resume in the HTML text section with the completed app. Make sure you do that. I mean, that's very important. Next week, we're going to go into setting up a Facebook marketplace and an app. Next week's training will probably go long. Just so you know, we're going to talk about the online marketplace and how to add it to an app where people can go in directly and purchase products right out of the app or through the app, connecting to Facebook's online marketplace. It's very popular. It's gaining momentum. This is going to be an add-on that you could go out there and literally set this up for somebody for $499. And it's very easy to do. I've got the training about 50% done. I'll have the rest of it done by next week. And so we'll keep moving on it. But this is going to be a lot of fun, and it's not hard to do. You will need a Stripe account and or a PayPal account if you're actually going to collect money online. But I want you to think about a couple of things as we're going to be talking about this next week. And yes, I did make this. I made this in Uzon in about 5 minutes. That header logo and this right here too, actually. And remember and think about you got to have Stripe and or PayPal for checkout. Think about some of the niches that you could use. I was thinking today this would be great for a car lot, that you could actually go in there and do video ads for a car lot and go in there. And I'm talking, you know, some of the smaller, the larger car lots, you could spend a week in there doing cars. It just depends on how much money they want to spend and how much time you want. But you can literally go in there and do a car videos on the cars as they roll them off the car. And you got somebody standing there talking about the car, and literally change those out every single week when a new group of cars comes in. There's so many things that you're going to be able to do with this, and you're going to be able to tie it right into your app. And it's like we were talking today. The most important thing you need to remember about your business is residual income. The birthday club is solid residual income. The directory is solid residual income. The marketplace is solid residual income. The mobile business card, with texting added to it is solid residual income. That's where the money is at. 6 figures if you start setting up these programs with the residual income. So any other questions at all? Any other questions? If you don't remember anything else about today's training, remember this. You will not sell anything unless you get off your butt and go sell. I can show you every trick in the trade, how to build apps in less than 5 minutes, how to set up everything and do it in Appwizard, how to build logos, how to get that done, how to go to job fairs, where to find job fairs. You're not going to do absolutely anything at all. Go ahead and ask about texting. Ed, go ahead and ask about the texting. You're not going to do anything at all unless you get out and go sell. But any questions? Ed has a question on texting. Go ahead and ask Ed. Jack did $1,500 a month for me this week on the birthday club. Jack is booming on the birthday club down in the Tyler, Texas area. For those of you that are in, we sign them up through the app and bill them. Yes, you sign them up. Do not sign up using their credit card, because what's going to happen is if they sign up using their credit card, they're going to get billed the retail price. No, you don't have to have a Twilio account. You don't have to have anything. You sign up right through the platform, just like you did on your own app, and hopefully you have texting on your own app. You sign up right through the platform. Let me see here. Hang on just 1 second. I use FreshBooks for all my recurring payments. I set up one invoice, it's paid, and then all my recurring payments go through FreshBooks. Generates the invoice and everything, emails the invoice out to them, collects their money, the whole 9 yards. Okay, go ahead. Ed, ask now, forever hold your peace. Yes, it's on autopilot, right? No, you cannot create a single password protected page in an app. That's something that we're going to be looking at once we get everything moved over. We've had a lot of people ask for that. And that's going to be something we're going to be looking at in the future, creating a password protected app. But texting is built into the app. You don't have to do anything but put it on your card and charge them. And there's several. I recommend FreshBooks because FreshBooks, your accountant can tie right into FreshBooks. All my stuff is dumped right into my account and automatically. He's got a username and password. Every quarter he does my taxes, and it's done. It's very simple. FreshBooks is very, very simple. Any other questions? Yeah, I love FreshBooks. Now, we've got a special app. If you'll go into the group, a special link where you can get a great discount for Instant Appwizard. Go into the group and just search for FreshBooks, and it'll take you to the post that's in there. Click on that. You get 60 days free, and it's a good deal. It's a deal that I set up with them a while back, and it's specifically for Instant Appwizard. No, what's up, buddy? How you doing, brother? That's my brother from another mother. Good to see you, man. How's your beautiful family doing? I see you're so proud of your daughter. I tell her I'm proud of her too. You're so proud it rubs off on me. Other questions? Any other questions? All right. Well, I hope everybody got something out of this. We went another hour and 23 minutes tonight. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, the resume is a lot of money there. If Dan, if you'll go into the group and just, or let me find it here real quick. Hang on. If you can give me 1 minute, or if somebody's in Facebook, find it for you real quick and I'll get it for you. And post it. Give me just 1 second, my friend. Cubs is winning, I guess, huh? I'm going to find this for you real quick. I'm going to post this I'm going to post this. I've used FreshBooks for a long, long time. I'm just about there. Give me a second. 6-3, top of 7th. Thank you, BK. I love doing it, buddy. There's only one thing better than training, and that's eating. I would do that when I'm done with training. So what you think about that? Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to search the group. Oh, man, why does it keep doing that? I'm having a terrible time. Thanks, Bob. I appreciate it, buddy. Give me 1 second here. I should have a FreshBooks link for you. Here we go. I'm going to put that FreshBooks link in the chat box here. That should be it. That should get you to FreshBooks right there. Now, if you go to freshbooks.com, you're not going to get the special. Don't go to FreshBooks. You got to go to this link right here. You get the 60-day special processing for IAW. All right. Yeah, you can put you can build a this is what I recommend. There's a program called Green I can't remember the name of it, Bob. I cannot remember the name of it. Green. Let's see, ever. I would have to find there's a couple of programs that use Stripe that build forms. I recommend something like that. Absolutely, BK. I recommend something like that, a form builder that you can link to and take those payments in your app. There's a program that's out called ThriveCart that's really, really good. That builds pages for those kind of pages. But I'll find that link, Bob, and I'll post it in the group. I can't remember the name of it right now. I got so much on my brain. Absolutely, Dan. No problem, buddy. Any questions at all? Any more questions? Great training tonight. Thanks, everybody. The questions really make the training good. Yeah, PayPal works good. I hate PayPal, personally. But PayPal works good. PayPal changes everything. Moon Clerk. There you go. Moon Clerk. That's what I was thinking of. Moon Clerk. Moon Clerk's like $9 a month, and it builds great landing pages for checkout for Stripe. Thank you, Ferris. I appreciate that, buddy. I appreciate that. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming out tonight. It's been a great training. Yeah, I love it. And look forward to next week. Next week's going to be a little bit long too, but shoot, as long as we're here having fun, that's all that matters, right? We're here to learn how to make money, not learn how to play games. So, yeah, absolutely, Ferris. Absolutely, buddy. I had a good time kind of kidding with you on that. But everybody have a great night. Have a great evening. Go Cubs. And let's hope they win the World Series. And, yeah, I will see you guys on next Wednesday night's training.